What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a thirsty Thursday. I'm a little parched myself right now. I could use a little. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, thirsty Thursday, March 30th, 2023, winding down the first quarter of the year. Crazy how time flies, right? Time doesn't wait for any man. All right, today we're talking recruiting updates. We got to do this like twice a week now, apparently, because it's hot and heavy recruiting season, man. We got dudes on campus. We got dudes visiting. We got dudes tweeting, texting, calling, FaceTiming, everything. Shit's insane. So let's get you updated. As we all know, this week, the Armstrong twins, Devontae and Deontae, Armstrong from St. Ed's up in Lakewood, committed to the Buckeyes. This is a huge get, obviously a package deal. I don't know how you could have twins that aren't a package deal. It seems impossible, especially kids that like these guys who say they grow up, watching the Buckeyes and dreaming of playing, in the scarlet and gray and playing in the shoe, So got an interior and an outside guy. There's like an inch or two difference in height between them. And I will learn that someday, not today. And there's a little bit of weight difference too. But anyways, did want to harken back to the Is Michigan Beating Ohio State on the Recruiting Trail podcast I did recently. And I wanted to point out, they did have an offer from Michigan, a committable offer, a real offer. So Ohio State and Michigan both have a combined 15 commits for the 2024 class. 3 of the 6 Ohio State commits have offers from both schools. One of Michigan's 9 commits have offers from both schools. And guess who it was? It was Jordan Marshall. That's right. Very good. So just want to point that out. I know Michigan fans, where you at? Where you at? You just lost 2 in one day. Same friggin' family. That family must hate Michigan. Oh, I love it. Anyways, all right, let's talk linebackers. Peyton Pierce out of Texas. Love this guy. I've been on him since day one. Got a crystal ball to the Buckeyes over the weekend. Notre Dame insider Tom Loy, crystal ball, the 4-star Peyton Pierce to the Buckeyes. Flipped his prediction, actually. He had Notre Dame as his original crystal ball, flipped it to the Buckeyes after Peyton Pierce's big recruiting weekend in Columbus this past weekend. So Peyton had this to say. He said, quote, "I had never been to Columbus before, but I always watched Ohio State. So I just wanted to come down and see what it was like. I came down and it blew me away. I didn't know what to expect, but it blew me out of the water. It's weird. It was great watching practice and watching the coaches. They're elite at every level of the program, from the coaches to the players, interacting with each other. And it really shows why they win so much and why they're so consistent. I got a really good taste of that. The campus and staff they have there, it's on a whole other level. They really stuck out to me." Yeah. If I had a crystal ball, I would definitely be flipping it over to Peyton for the Buckeyes. So Lauren Knight has sealed that deal, I believe. But so that's another crystal ball for the Bucks at a position we need to continue to get quality depth in there. 4-star Jeremiah McClellan. Now he's a receiver, 6 foot 190. We haven't talked much about him at all. He is from St. Louis, Christian Brothers College. It's the same high school as Cam Brown went to. So he visited this past weekend as well. He had this to say real quick. He said, "It went really good. Just the vibe of everyone. The place is just different." Love it when kids say that. It's 2 in a row. He has more than 40 offers. He has a skill set that makes him an excellent option at slot for the Buckeyes. And at that size, 6 foot 190, perfect. He could, slide right in there. He did visit last October for a game day, so he has been on campus for that. Probably just get an official out of him and then lock him up, I would imagine. Who else here? Oh, we got Baltimore wide receiver Elijah Moore, he was on campus last weekend. He left feeling really good about the Buckeyes. He's very similar to Jeremiah Smith. Okay, so a little bigger, a little longer. I love length. Can't get enough of the length. That's what the ladies say. There may not be a push for a commitment because they already have that Jeremiah Smith body type, Marvin Harrison size. So Heartline has to figure out soon, like very soon, exactly how many receivers they're taking in this 24 class. Because you got Jeremiah Smith already committed, which just means you're in the lead. He could flip anytime. Anyway, Mylan Graham has 3 crystal balls to Ohio State. He's out of Indiana. And then you got Jeremiah McClellan, which obviously Heartline has his sights set on right now. So they could be done with recruiting like in a couple of weeks for the wide receiver group in the 2024 class. So we'll see how that finishes up. Let's talk Reggie Powers. I love that name, Reggie Powers. He gets a Buckeye offer. The Buckeyes said they were going to be more active inside state of Ohio, and they're doing that. It's been a lot more high school talent in this 24 class, and going forward, it looks like there's a lot more in state. Reggie's from Centerville, Circletown. He's 6 foot 185 safety. He has 25 offers. So he finally got the offer that he really wanted. He was on campus with a small group back in January 21st as well. He was on campus again this weekend, got his offer. And it's clear that the Buckeyes were serious about him. And they see him as the deep safety, the adjuster in this defense. So let's see how Reggie fits in. Who else was on? Oh, we had a ton, we had a ton of visitors, but 2 high 4-star, almost 5-star DNs, Dylan Stewart from Washington, D.C., and Williams Nwaneri from Missouri. These 2 guys were on campus. They got a ton of attention from the Buckeyes coaching staff, so making them a priority. And these guys are pretty quiet. They don't really talk about their recruitment much, so not a lot to go on there. But it's good to get them on campus early and hopefully get an official over the summer before their seasons start. Let's go to running backs. Let's talk running backs now. Buckeyes are in a great position right now for running back Jordan Lyle and Dwan Williams. They were both in town last weekend, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean. Jordan Lyle, 6 foot 190 out of St. Thomas Aquinas down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And Dwan Williams, Jordan Lyle's a 3-star as of right now. Dwan Williams, 5'10", 193 out of Baltimore, Maryland. He's a 4-star. So those guys really happy with what they saw over the weekend. But keep in mind, you got James Peoples coming into town this coming weekend. He's going to be there for a 2 or 3 days. He has the Ohio ties. He's from San Antonio, Texas, 4-star. Love this kid. He's smart as shit. Great interview that I've seen with them. So now it's going to be on Tony Alford. Is he going to move on to somebody else? He can't until after he gauges the interest between James Peoples and how interested he is in the Buckeyes. Then you got Sam Williams-Dixon. He's back on campus. He seemed very comfortable in the Woody this weekend. I think he'll probably be committing this spring. So that's going to be 1 in. If Peoples could commit anytime, if he's legitimately in love with Ohio State, that's 2. And again, 3's the limit. And that's really pushing it. I'd be surprised if they get to 3, but it's not impossible. So let's see there. O-line, we had an O-lineman on campus, Nathan Roy from Wisconsin, number 16 ranked offensive tackle in the country, 6'6", 280. So he was on campus, didn't really talk a lot. So who knows what the hell's going to happen there. What else? Last week we talked about Jaden Davis, the Michigan, most likely ready to commit this Friday. to Michigan. He's out of North Carolina, the 5-star. So they got their quarterback. Buckeyes, like I told you before, were not convinced he was the guy for them. So he's a little undersized, in my opinion. He's only like 6 foot tall. So anyways, we do want to touch on Aaron Nolan before we get out of here. From Fairburn, Georgia. Corey Dennis and Ryan Day have been in regular contact with him. They visited him back in January. They did see him throw. Got to keep that in mind. But they still have not offered. That's key. Still have not offered. He's coming into town this weekend. He's expecting to get an offer from the Buckeyes this weekend. He's already given an April 8th decision date. Seems a little rushed. He just visited Miami earlier this week and then set that commitment date shortly after that. He also had a recent visit and an offer from Clemson that's going to weigh on him, stay a little closer to home maybe. So if the Buckeyes want Aaron Nolan in this 24 class, they have to offer him this weekend, number one. Yeah, easy first step, right? You would think, maybe not. Then they need to really impress him and make it known to him that he's a priority, right? When they didn't offer him back in January after watching him throw, it was a little early in his commitment, but it should be noted that they did not offer him then. So that may be a little key to why. So he's a lefty. You got to remember that he's a lefty. He's got good size. He's like 6'3", 200, 210. So I don't know. You'd have to change your offensive line. A lot of your offense would probably have to change if you go to a left-handed quarterback, at least your O-line, at least. So do the Buckeyes want to do that? I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll be back tomorrow, last day of the month. Then after that, you know what it is, PC? It's the first of the month. Wake up. I'll save it. Anyways, talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.